Algebra 1 EOC Star Review, Category 3, System of Inequalities on page 16. Which system of inequalities is shown on the graph? So we're given a system of inequalities graph, and we are to choose which option of inequalities matches the graph. We need to make one slight change on the very last inequality. That should just read y values greater than negative x plus 12. Looking at the very first option, we see that both lines are dashed lines. So right away, we know that the inequality symbol should be either less than or greater than, just for the fact that these lines are dashed and not solid. So we can eliminate this first option because we see that it says greater than or equal to and less than or equal to. In the middle option, on the second inequality, y is less than or equal to. Once again, these are dashed lines, not solid. So just with the process of elimination, we can eliminate the first two options because we see or equal to signs, which tells us that the line should be solid. So that leaves us with this bottom option. Y is greater than negative x plus 12. The y-intercept is 12, and negative x is a slope. So the top inequality up here, we're going to space, move, divide. So the first step to get y by itself is to space the 4. We then will move the 2x term to the other side by subtracting 2x. And then the last step is to divide by the negative 8. We just divided by a negative, so it's very, very important. You cannot forget, you must flip your inequality sign. So we'll do don't break my heart. Negative 2 divided by negative 8 is a positive 1/4, simplifies to 1/4. And then positive 4 divided by negative 8 is negative 1/2. Once again, you can't forget right here to flip that inequality. So the inequality reads y values greater than 1/4 x minus 1/2. Now we see that both inequality statements say greater than, and that's good because if I look at these two lines, they're both being shaded above, which would be all y values greater than. Remember that you can also pick a point in the shaded region to test by plugging it in for x and y. The second example on page 16 says shade the intersecting region of the system of inequalities. So we're giving two systems, and they're both, the nice thing is they're both already in y equals mx plus b. So the first one is y is greater than negative x plus 2. So plus 2 is my y-intercept with the slope of negative 1. And it tells me all y values are greater. So remember, we start b, which was the positive 2, and we go slope, which was the negative 1/1. So we go down 1, right 1. And since it says y values greater than, we shade above the dashed line. The second inequality reads y is less than x minus 3. Once again, we start with the y-intercept, which in this case is minus 3. We go slope, which is an understood positive 1, which tells us to go up 1, right 1. The inequality sign this time says all y values less than the line, or less than x minus 3. So we should be shading below the line, dashed below. Your solutions would be wherever the double shaded region occurs. So you look to see where the two shaded regions overlap one another. And it would be in this triangle right here. Any point in this double shaded region is a good solution.